Good morning. Welcome. Okay, let's begin. Revelation chapter 15. There comes a moment after the harvest, after the separation, after the old has been fully exposed and released, where everything becomes still. Because what comes next is not chaos, it is completion. Chapter 14 showed us the harvest of alignment, the removal of what is misaligned, and the full transformation process. Now, in chapter 15, we are no longer in the process. We are preparing for the final expression of it. This chapter is not about struggle. It is about preparation for full manifestation. You will now see a purified state of awareness. Those who have overcome standing in clarity, and the final outpouring of what has been established. This chapter carries stillness, authority, completion, and sacred preparation. It feels like standing at the edge of something final. If chapters 12 to 14 was transformation, then chapter 15 is positioning before full expression. You are no longer becoming. You are now standing in what you have become. The fire has done its work. The harvest has been gathered. The old has been released. Now, what remains is pure. And from that place, something final will be revealed. Revelation 15, verse 1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of God. Another sign in heaven, a higher level revelation within awareness. Great and marvelous, significant, awe-inspiring completion. 7 angels, complete processes of transformation. 7 last plagues, final phases of purification. Wrath of God, truth fully expressed, leaving no illusion behind. Chapter 14 showed harvest and full transformation. Now, we see the final completion of that transformation. This is not random events. This is the finishing stage. Another sign in heaven. Heaven equals higher awareness. This means you are seeing something from a higher level of clarity, not from fear or confusion, but from understanding. Great and marvelous. This is not distraction. This is completion. Something long in process is now fully revealed and finished. 7 angels. 7 represents fullness and completion. Angels represent processes or expressions of truth. So this means all necessary processes are now active to complete transformation. 7 last plagues. This is often misunderstood. These are not punishments. They are final stages of purification. Everything that remains hidden, unresolved, and misaligned is now brought to completion. Wrath of God. Again, not anger. Truth fully expressed. No mixture, No illusion left. The hard truth. Before this moment, you may think transformation happens gradually forever. After this moment, there is a point where everything comes to full completion. Relationship example. After healing, growth, and transformation, now the final layers are addressed. The process. You see even subtle patterns. You recognize what still needs to go. The plagues. These may feel like final realizations and moments of deep clarity. The completion. Nothing remains unclear or unresolved. True healing includes the final layers, not just the obvious ones. In career, after growth, alignment, and manifestation, now everything is refined. The process. You fine-tune your path and remove final inefficiencies. The plagues. You may experience final adjustments and necessary changes. The completion. Your path becomes fully aligned and clear. Excellence is the result of full refinement. Faith example. After awakening and alignment, now nothing remains unclear. The process. You see deeply. You understand fully. The plagues. Remaining doubts and distortions are removed. The completion. Your understanding becomes pure and stable. Truth becomes complete when nothing false remains. The deeper revelation. This verse reveals transformation reaches a final stage where all remaining illusion is removed, leaving complete clarity and alignment. You are not in process anymore. You are in completion. What began as awareness, growth, and transformation now becomes completion, because truth does not leave anything unfinished. Now we see the ones who have come through it all. After the fire, the harvest, the refining, now we see their state. Verse 2. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of God. Sea of glass. Complete stillness, clarity, emotional peace, mingled with fire, refined through transformation. Victory over the beast, freedom from false identity and systems. Over his image, no longer reflecting those systems. Over his mark, no longer thinking or acting from them. Number of his name, the full system of false identity. Standing on the sea, stability over what once overwhelmed. Harps of God, harmony, alignment, divine expression. Verse 1 showed final completion processes. Now we see those who have fully come through it. This is not struggle anymore. This is victory and stability. Sea of glass. What was once turbulent is now still. Your emotions and thoughts are calm and clear. Mingled with fire. This means this peace came through transformation, not avoidance, refinement. Victory over the beast. This represents freedom from false systems and identity, no longer controlled and influenced over his image. This means you no longer reflect those patterns. Over his mark, your thinking and actions are no longer shaped by illusion. Over the number of his name, the entire system has no hold on you. Standing on the sea, you are above what once overwhelmed you, not avoiding it, mastering it. Harps of God. This represents harmony within. Everything in you, aligned, peaceful, expressive. The hard truth. Before this moment, you may feel overwhelmed by life, thoughts, and emotions. After this moment, you become stable above what once overwhelmed you. Relationship example. After healing and transformation, now you are at peace. Sea of glass. You don't react emotionally. You remain calm. Through fire, you went through pain. You learned from it. Standing above. You are not pulled into old dynamics. You remain stable. Peace is what remains after emotional patterns are transformed. In career, after growth and refinement, now you are steady. Sea of glass. You don't panic. You remain focused. Through fire, you went through challenges. You gained strength. Standing above. You are not shaken by pressure. You remain grounded. Stability is the result of growth, not the absence of challenge. Faith example. After understanding truth, now you are at peace. Sea of glass. You feel calm. You are not confused. Through fire, you questioned. You refined your understanding. Standing above. You are not shaken by opposing views. You remain stable. True understanding brings peace, not confusion. The deeper revelation. This verse reveals those who fully overcome become stable, peaceful, and aligned, no longer controlled by what once overwhelmed them. You didn't avoid the fire, you went through it. What once felt like waves now feels like glass, still, clear, and shaken because you have overcome fully. Now we hear what comes out of those who have overcome. After stillness, after victory, after peace, now comes expression. Verse 3. And they sing the song of Moses, the servant of God, and the song of the Lamb, saying, Great and marvelous are thy works, Lord God Almighty. Just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. Song of Moses. Understanding of the journey, the law, and the process. Song of the Lamb. Expression of grace, alignment, and true identity. Great and marvelous works. Recognition of the full process of transformation. Just and true ways. Clarity that everything had purpose. King of saints. Truth ruling in those who are aligned. Verse 2 showed those who overcame standing in peace. Now we hear what they express. This is not just praise. This is understanding. The song of Moses. Moses represents the journey through structure, law, and process. This includes learning, discipline, and transformation. So this song says, I understand the process I went through. The Song of the Lamb. The Lamb represents grace, alignment, and true identity. This includes peace, ease, and clarity. So this song says, I now live in alignment with who I truly am. Together, Moses plus the Lamb, the journey and the destination. You now understand why the process was necessary and what it produced. Great and marvelous are thy works. This means you see the beauty of the entire journey. Even the hard parts make sense now. Just and true are thy ways. This is deep. Nothing was random. Everything had purpose and led to alignment. King of saints. This represents truth now ruling within you. Not external authority, internal alignment. The hard truth. Before this moment, you may question your journey. After this moment, you understand it completely. Relationship example. After the heartbreak, the confusion, the deep healing work, the self-reflection, and the release, now you don't just move on, you understand. The Song of Moses, understanding the journey. You can now look back and say, I see why that relationship happened. I understand what it revealed about me. I see the patterns I had to break. You recognize how you were showing up, what you were tolerating, and what you hadn't yet learned. Nothing feels random anymore. The Song of the Lamb, living in alignment now. Now, you don't carry resentment. You don't feel anger. You don't feel the need to prove anything. You have forgiven them. You have released the past and found peace within yourself. But this is key. You are at peace without losing your standards. Just and true are thy ways. Clarity without bitterness. You now see that relationship taught me boundaries. It showed me my worth. It shaped who I am today. So instead of resentment, blame, and bitterness, you have clarity and appreciation. Healthy boundaries. This is very important. This is where many misunderstand healing. You can be nice, but you don't cross boundaries. So now, no emotional entanglement, no checking in that reopens doors, and no returning to old dynamics. You can greet them respectfully. You can wish them well, but you do not re-enter what you've outgrown. The deep insight. Forgiveness does not mean access. Peace does not mean proximity. Healing does not mean returning. What this really shows, this is not just emotional maturity. This is alignment. You have understood the process, Moses, and embodied peace and truth, the Lamb. You don't hate them. You've outgrown the version of you that needed them. You can smile. You can be kind. You can be at peace, but you will never again abandon yourself, because now you understand, you are aligned, you are free. This is the Song of Moses and the Lamb in your life. In career, after feeling overlooked, doubting your value, staying in roles that didn't honor you, overworking to prove yourself, and shrinking to fit environments. Now you don't just change jobs, you understand your journey. The Song of Moses, understanding the journey. You can now look back and say, I see why I stayed in that job. I understand why I tolerated being undervalued. I see how fear shaped my decisions. You recognize where you lacked confidence, where you ignored your own voice, and where you accepted less than you deserved. Nothing feels wasted anymore. The Song of the Lamb, living in alignment now. Now, you don't chase validation. You don't over-explain your worth. You don't shrink to be accepted. You speak with clarity. You move with confidence. You choose environments that align. And most importantly, you no longer work from fear. You work from identity. Just and true are thy ways. Clarity without regret. You now see, that job taught me my value. That experience forced me to grow. That rejection redirected me. So instead of regret, frustration, and resentment, you have clarity and appreciation. Healthy boundaries. This is key. Now, you don't accept underpayment. You don't tolerate toxic environments. You don't overextend yourself to prove worth. You can collaborate, be professional, be kind, but you no longer abandon yourself for opportunity. The deep insight. Growth is not just about getting better opportunities. It's about becoming someone who no longer accepts misalignment. What this really shows, this is not just career growth. This is identity alignment. You have understood your journey, Moses, and embodied confidence and clarity, the Lamb. You didn't just level up your career. You leveled up who you are within it. You can walk into any room now, not to prove, not to seek approval, but to stand in who you are. Because now you understand, you are aligned, you are established. Faith example. After fear-based teachings, confusion about God, feeling unworthy and condemned, trying to get it right, and depending on external validation. Now, you don't just change beliefs, you understand your journey. The Song of Moses, understanding the journey. You can now say, I see why I believed what I believed. I understand how fear shaped my perception. I see how those teachings guided me to question deeper. You recognize where fear was used, where misunderstanding existed, where you were seeking externally. Nothing feels confusing anymore. The Song of the Lamb, living in truth now. You don't operate from fear. You don't feel condemned. You don't depend on external approval. You live from inner clarity. You feel peace within. You understand truth personally. And most importantly, your relationship with truth is now internal, not external. Just and true are thy ways. Clarity without judgment. You now see, those teachings were part of my journey. They led me to deeper understanding. They helped me to seek truth for myself. So instead of anger, criticism, and superiority, you have clarity and compassion. Healthy boundaries. This is powerful. Now you don't engage in fear-based conversations. You don't argue to prove a point. You don't allow others to impose beliefs on you. You can listen, respect, and engage peacefully, but you do not return to what you've outgrown. The deep insight. Awakening is not about rejecting everything. It's about understanding everything and choosing truth. What this really shows, This is not just spiritual growth. This is full alignment with truth. You have understood the journey, Moses, and embodied truth and peace, the Lamb. You don't fight belief systems anymore. You've outgrown them. You don't need to convince. You don't need to defend. You don't need to argue. You don't need to debate. You don't need to prove, because you are at peace in what you know. Because now you understand, you are aligned, you are free. These are the songs of Moses and the Lamb in career and spiritual life. Verse 4. Who shall not fear thee, O Lord, and glorify thy name? For thou only art holy. For all nations shall come and worship before thee, for thy judgments are made manifest. This is not a question of doubt. This is a realization of inevitability. After everything we've seen, after the transformation, the clarity, the alignment, truth becomes undeniable. Who shall not fear thee? This is not fear as in terror. This is reverence for truth. It is the moment where you realize there is no escaping what is real. And glorify thy name. Name means nature, identity, essence. So this means you recognize and align with truth fully, not partially, completely. For thou only art holy. Holy means whole, complete, set apart. This is powerful. Only truth is whole. Everything else mixed, unstable, temporary. All nations shall come. Nations represent different aspects of awareness. This means every part of you eventually aligns with truth. Not just your mind, your emotions, actions, and patterns too. And worship before thee. Worship here means full alignment, not external ritual. Internal agreement with truth. For thy judgments are made manifest. This is the key. Judgment equals clarity. Truth revealed, illusion exposed. This means everything has now been seen clearly. No confusion left, no illusion left. Relationship example. After everything you've been through, now you see clearly what love is and what it is not. All nations shall come. Every part of you now agrees. Your mind, your emotions, your standards. Judgments made manifest. You no longer justify red flags. You no longer ignore misalignment. You see it immediately. Worship, alignment. You choose yourself. You honor your truth without struggle, without confusion. Clarity removes the need for negotiation. In career, now you see your value clearly. All nations shall come. Every part of you aligns. Your thinking, your decisions, your actions. Judgments made manifest. You recognize opportunities clearly. You see what aligns and what doesn't. Worship, alignment. You move with confidence. You act from clarity. When you see clearly, decision-making becomes effortless. Spiritual example. Now truth is no longer something you question. All nations shall come. Every part of your being aligns. Your mind, emotions, and understanding. Judgments made manifest. You see through distortion. You recognize truth immediately. Worship, alignment. You live truth. You don't waver. When truth is fully seen, confusion cannot remain. The core revelation. This verse reveals, at the highest level of transformation, truth becomes so clear that every part of you aligns with it naturally. You don't struggle to choose truth anymore. You see it. No more guessing. No more confusion. No more back and forth. Everything is clear now because truth has been revealed fully, has been understood deeply, has been accepted completely. Now we see what comes out of the opening. The temple has opened. Now what was within begins to emerge. Verse 6. And the 7 angels came out of the temple, having the 7 plagues, clothed in pure and white linen, and having their breasts girded with golden girdles. This is not something coming from outside of you. This is what comes out of you after full alignment. Because once the temple is opened, what is within must be expressed. 7 angels came out. 7 equals completeness. Angels equals expressions, processes, messengers. This means complete expressions now emerge from within you, not partial, full. Out of the temple. The temple equals your inner being. So this means what you have become internally is now being expressed externally. Having the 7 plagues. Again, not punishment. Final processes of purification. This means everything that remains misaligned will now be addressed completely. Clothed in pure and white linen. This is powerful. This is purity of expression. No distortion, no mixture. What comes out of you is now clear, clean, and aligned. Golden girdles. Gold equals truth, value. Girdle equals what holds things together. This means your expression is now held together by truth, not fear, not confusion. Before this moment, you were becoming internally. After this moment, you begin expressing that transformation outwardly. Relationship example. After healing, alignment, and clarity, now you express differently. The angels. Your actions now reflect your healing and reflect your clarity. Pure expression. You don't manipulate. You don't overextend. You don't hide your truth. Held by truth. Your relationships are now guided by alignment, not emotion alone. The insight. Healing is visible in how you show up. In career, after aligning internally, now you operate differently externally. The angels. Your work now reflects clarity and reflects purpose. Pure expression. You act with integrity. You communicate clearly. Held by truth. Your decisions are anchored in value, not fear. Alignment transforms how you show up in your work. Spiritual example. After understanding truth, now you express truth. The angels. Your life now communicates truth and reflects awareness. Pure expression. You don't distort truth. You don't mix fear with understanding. Held by truth. Everything you express is grounded in clarity. True understanding produces pure expression. The core revelation. This verse reveals, after full alignment, your life begins to express truth clearly. purely and completely. What comes out of you now matches what is within you. No more mixed signals, confusion, or contradiction. Now you are clear because what you have become is now being expressed. Now we arrive at a very sacred moment. Everything has been prepared, purified, and aligned. Now comes the release. Verse 7. And one of the four living creatures gave unto the seven angels 7 golden bowls full of the wrath of God, who liveth forever and ever. This is not random. This is intentional release. Everything you've gone through has been preparing something within you to be poured out. One of the 4 living creatures. The 4 living creatures represent the full structure of your being, your mind, your emotions, your awareness, and your expression. This means your whole being is now in agreement. Gave unto the 7 angels. This represents authorization. Everything that is about to be expressed is now permitted. 7 golden bowls. 7 equals completion. Gold equals truth or value. Bowls equals containers. This is powerful. You now carry complete valuable truth within you. Full of the wrath of God. Again, not anger. Full of truth with no mixture. This means what is about to be released is pure, undiluted clarity. Who lives forever? This represents truth that does not change. Not temporary, eternal. What this reveals. Before this moment, you were becoming, refining, and preparing. After this moment, you are now ready to release what you carry. Relationship example. After healing, clarity, and alignment, now you express fully. The bowls. You now carry self-worth, boundaries, and clarity. The outpouring. You communicate clearly. You don't tolerate misalignment. You show up as your full self. What you carry within will eventually be expressed without. In career, after growth and refinement, now you release your value fully. The bowls. You carry skill, confidence, and clarity. The outpouring. You step into opportunities. You present yourself boldly. You act with authority. The insight. You can only express what you have developed within. Spiritual example. After understanding and alignment, now truth flows through you. The bowls. You carry deep understanding, clarity, and peace. The outpouring. You speak truth. You live truth. You express truth. The insight. Truth is not meant to stay within. It is meant to be expressed. The core revelation. This verse reveals, after full transformation, what has been formed within you is released outward as pure, undiluted expression of truth. You are no longer holding back. You are pouring out. What you carry, what you've built, what you've become cannot remain hidden, because now you are full. You are aligned. You are ready. Now we arrive at the closing of Revelation 15. Everything has been opened, revealed, prepared, and released. Now something profound happens. Verse 8. And the temple was filled with smoke from the glory of God and from his power, and no man was able to enter into the temple till the 7 plagues of the 7 angels were fulfilled. This is not confusion. This is intensity, not chaos, but fullness. Because when truth is fully active, it fills everything. The temple was filled with smoke. The temple equals your inner being. Smoke equals evidence of something active, something burning. This means your entire inner world is now filled with the active presence of transformation, not partial, complete. From the glory of God, glory equals full expression of truth. This means truth is now fully revealed and active within you. From his power, power represents the force of transformation, not passive, active, and undeniable. No man was able to enter. This is very deep. No old mindset can access this state. No fear-based thinking, no confusion or old identity can enter here. Till it was fulfilled. This is key. The process must complete fully. No interruption, no going back. What this reveals: before this moment, you could move between clarity and confusion. After this moment, you are fully immersed in transformation and truth. Relationship example. After deep healing and alignment, now you are fully changed. The temple filled. Your inner state is now stable, clear, and firm. No entry for old patterns. You cannot go back to old dynamics. You cannot tolerate misalignment. Until fulfilled, the transformation is complete and irreversible. True transformation makes old patterns inaccessible. In career, after alignment and growth, now you are fully established. The temple filled. Your mindset is clear, confident, and focused. No entry for old thinking. You cannot operate from fear anymore. You cannot undervalue yourself. Until fulfilled, your growth is complete at this level. Growth becomes permanent when fully integrated. Spiritual example. After understanding and alignment, now you are fully immersed in truth. The temple filled. Your awareness is filled with clarity and grounded in truth. No entry for illusion. You cannot return to confusion. You cannot accept distortion. Until fulfilled, your transformation is complete. The insight. When truth fully fills you, illusion has no access. The core revelation. This verse reveals, at the final stage of transformation, truth fully fills your awareness, leaving no room for illusion, and the process completes without interruption. You are no longer in between. You are fully established. The temple is filled. The process is active. The transformation is complete. And now there is no going back, because what has been done is finished, is fulfilled, is established. We will end the chapter with a song and call it a day. Stay tuned.
Great and marvelous, great and marvelous. Great and marvelous are your works, Just and true are all your ways, O King of saints. You part the sea, you calm the storm, you break the chains unseen. Your justice rises like the dawn, and all the earth shall see. Who shall not stand in awe of you? Who shall not lift your name? For every hidden thing exposed declares your righteous flame. Great and marvelous are your works, Lord God Almighty. Just and true are all your ways, O King of saints. Oh, all nations rise, all hearts awaken before your holy light. Your judgment shine, oh, your truth reveal, and darkness turns to sight. Who shall not fear you, O Lord, and glorify your name? For you alone are holy, unshaken, ever the same. The crowd will fall, the sea will part, the captive will go free. Your ways are higher than empires grown, your truth I never achieve. For you alone are holy, you alone are true. All nations shall come and worship and bow before you. Oh, for your judgments are made manifest, and no shadow left to hide. The cisterns built on steel columns, where the righteousness arise. Great and marvelous are your works, Lord God Almighty. Just and true are your ways, O King of saints. All nations rise, all hearts awaken before your holy light. Your judgment shine, your truth reveal, and chaos turns to life. Great and marvelous by your words,
Thanks for being here, and I will see you tonight for our next teaching. Enjoy the rest of your day.